Doc Aida of Red Cross.
Who did not pass the licensure exam had to move to another department. So that was the first step. And then second, she's a go-getter. She would tell us that, Aida, if I tell you that you have to report at 8 o'clock, I don't mean 8 o'clock. You have to be there 10 minutes before 8. That's when you all ask me. So there was a time that I will be late na. So what I did, nag-traffic kami dyan sa may walk. I had to go down para lang mag-traffic. Para magpalusot yung sasakyan namin. And then, because she walks very fast, ang bilis na maglakad, parang escape. Parang siya nag-escaping eh. Minsan hindi ka makakabol. So there was a time that she told me, Aida, we will have to go to the airport. Maglalabas tayo ng Patay. Patay, Tita Rose. Yes, there was this woman who called me from Batangas. Hindi pa ilabas yung asawa niya from overseas na namatay. Cargo na pala yun. So we went to the cargo section. And we had really to pass through all these offices to sign for the release of the dead body. It was an ordeal. We started at 9 o'clock in the morning, almost 1 o'clock na, hindi pa tapos. And we went to an office, I saw her. Pumasok siya, talagang mapabarsin siya sa isang kusina. No? Nakita niya kumakain, sabi niya, bro, hawak-hawak niya, masusuko na yung brother at yung staff. Hinawakan niya sa kamay, bro, hindi pa rin ako kumakain. Pero bago isuko yan, pinibahan mo muna to. And hindi pa lang kumakain. Tapos sabi ko, Tita Rose naman, ako din hindi pa kumakain, ba't tayo kumakain? And yung doctor dadalhin pa sa Batangas, kawawa naman. Siya kakain na. And then there was a time we went to PCSO. And then she said, I will have to get a check. Okay, sabi ko naman, we have to wait outside because there was a meeting going on. I don't care if there was a meeting. Pumasok siya sa loob, pagpasok niya, check ka lang. Sorry to disturb you, but you need to sign this because people are getting hungry and they have to eat. Okay? Thank you. And then pinirmahan. Ano siya pa ano? Go-getter talaga. And there was this incident, kasi pag nasa Red Cross siya, she would call me every morning, Aida, nandito na ako. And then she received a call from a student. This student actually is from Philippine Women's University. Sabi niya, Aida, she was telling me she wants to, she's pregnant, unwanted pregnancy. And she told me, Aida, I want to help her. Because she's saying she's going to have an abortion. So we had her 7 months na mamamatay na. Sabi ko, from here to, nasa port area kami, from here to Women's University, that will take only about 20 minutes over the traffic. So I had to get a Red Cross ambulance, pinatap ko yung isang social worker, and she continued talking to that student on the phone. And nasaan siya? Alam mo ba yung red phone? Baby boomer din ako eh. Yung red phone mo, public phone yun, hinihulugan ng, hindi mo ganyan yung piso. So, sabi niya, nandun na yung social worker. Sabi ko, tumawag na dun sa kapalan weekends. Tapos, nung nakita daw si Jante yung Red Cross logo, sumama siya sa social worker. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, what shall we do with this student? Sabi ko, pinukuha niyo eh. We have to save the baby and we have to save her. So, get a room or any space where we can house her. So, pumunta ako doon may house for her sa Luscot, sa likod ng Quezon Institute. Doon ko dinala to save her and the baby. And as she mentioned, may baby kami hindi pinapamigay. It's for adoption actually. So because of her, she said, I want to set up established a shelter for abused women, rape victims, victims of incest, and also those who had unwanted pregnancy. So that time, our chairperson was Justice Luciano. And then Justice Luciano told me, "I do not think of the periods." Sabi niya, "Aida, there is a place." Kasi mga periods, tatlong magkakapatid, dalawang madre, isang pare. So they don't need the building anymore. Sabi ko, "Oh, sige." So we had a meeting. After the meeting, she told me, so what was the result of the meeting? There are actually 2 applicants to occupy the space kasi it's for free. Sabi niya, sino? The SWD and also the Red Cross, kami. And we will have a meeting down Monday. Sabi niya, "No, get your things and then mag-occupy ka ng the space. Saturday, pumunta ka na." Sabi ko, wala akong sasakyan. Sabi niya gano'n, "You didn't drive your own car and bring some things over there," which I did. So nakuha namin yung space. We ran the crisis center, we call it Crisis Center for Women. We ran it for 8 years. And then the American Red Cross started to sponsor and to support it. So na-sustain namin yun for 8 years, saving life. To a point na ang daming unwed mothers, may mga babies na for adoption, but we had to do it legally, so we had to endorse it to the SWD. But Tita Rose was the one trying to scout, kanino ba kanyang naibigay, so they would have good life. Marami na tayong natulungan. Marami na mga baby na pinaangkong niya. And then second, sabi niya, "I want to have this project." Ano na naman, ma'am? Sabi niya, "Gusto ko magkaroon ng scholarship program." Scholarship? Where should we get the money? Nanalo siya ng award. She was awarded by yung magsaysay. And she had, I think, 2 million, sabi niya. Hindi ko sa Metro Bank. Tapos sabi niya, "We're going to donate, not donate, but we're going to put up a scholarship program sa PUP. Okay, what do you want me to do? Mag-recruit ka ng anak ng maid, anak ng driver, anak ng mga ganito. Hindi yung matatalino, yung mga bobo na kailangan ng ang buhay." Tama naman. Sabi ko, "It's not easy, ma'am." Sabi niya, "I do it." I did it. Now, at that time we had about 30 scholars, and one of the junior vice presidents of Ayala was our scholar, James Carlo. So, sabi ko, yung mga ginawa ni Tita Rose, may halaga. There was a time na, I do not know, yung nagkaroon tayo ng, it's not Kudita, 1986, when some of the loyalists, soldiers, and there were those who defected, they were fighting, nilang assault, according to General Bell, i-assault na yan. There were soldiers who were wounded, and I was assigned in Viruna Hospital at that time. Sabi niya, "I go to Magallanes, magkakandak ako ng, mag-organize ako ng blood donation." But I said, "Blood donation, we cannot pass through EDSA, kasi binabakit kung sa EDSA. No? Kaya mo, padala ko ng blood. Lahat ng blood na nakuha ko, ikaw ang magdala doon sa Viruna, because that's the biggest hospital for the soldiers, our forces. No? So nasa corridor na yung mga tinamaan. Nakita ko kung paano siya, when she decides, kapag naisip niya, gagawin niya. That's why some people misconstrued, sasabihin, masyado siyang prangka. Minsan, kasi pag nagalit siya, iba rin siya magalit. Sabi ko, Tita Rose, sometimes you have to be gentle because some people, are hurting. Sabi niya, "I'm not running a popularity contest here. So I just want to work." Sabi ko, "Okay." So, naging partner kami for so long time, to a point na naging parang second man ko na siya kasi hinang ko siya sa kasal. And then she told me, we were in Bongko, kagaya na sinabi mo, "Tita Rose, may tatanungin ako sa'yo, big ba yung buhok mo?" Sinasabi nila, hindi daw, pag humahangin, hindi daw gumagalaw. Sabi niya, hindi, wait, pinagag, hindi nga naman wait. So, hanggang sa last, hour niya, magkakasama kami nila, Seth Jenwell at ni Dr. Manuta, tuko yung buhok niya. And there are times sasabi niya sa akin, I don't want, you say things that I don't want to hear. I said, who would dare? Otherwise, hindi mo malalaman na meron ng mga nag-hurt. Because, minsan, medyo crack ka masyado. And then, pagka life moments natin, sabi ko, Peter Rose, why didn't you get married? Tony Rose, sabi niya. It's enough for me to have Tony Rose, sabi niya. Sabi ko, sino mga nanligaw sa'yo? Bakit hindi ka nag-asawa? Si Tony Santos Sr., di ba? Si Tony Santos, hindi niyo nakilala mga millennials. Director ito. Si Tony Santos Sr. at saka yung mga De La Rosa sila, di ba? Sila Jaime. And then si Tony, sabi ko, bakit kahit isa, wala ka nagustuhan? I will tell you something. Meron akong crush, tsaka meron akong, naku, Tita Rose, huwag ka magagalit ha.